All right, so this weekend I have this XC90 in for a full exterior detail and ceramic coating and an interior detail. So I'm going to focus on getting this cleaned up tonight. I'm going to do a rinseless wash starting with all clean to help break down that dirt, and then follow up with the contact wash using rinseless solution and a sponge. Once that's done, I'll follow up with a synthetic clay towel and get the exterior all decontaminated and ready for polishing over the next couple of days. This vehicle was rinsed before it was pulled into the garage. I start with an APC rinse using DIY All Clean diluted 15:1 and a foaming pump sprayer. DIY All Clean produces a wet foam rather than a thicker shaving cream style foam other APCs will produce. However, this is better for traffic film removal because the APC will carry away some of the dirt as it slides off the vehicle. The APC was left to dwell for a few minutes before the entire vehicle was pre-sprayed with rinseless in a pump sprayer. I use rinseless in a pump sprayer before the contact wash to provide extra lubrication. The emulsifiers and rinseless will further break down the traffic film and encapsulate the dirt, making the contact wash safer. The contact wash was completed using DIY rinseless and the DIY legacy sponge before moving on to the decontamination step. Iron remover was not needed on this vehicle, so the decontamination step was completed with the liquid still on the surface and a rag company clay towel which had been soaking in the rinseless bucket for added lubrication. The wheels were cleaned using All Clean and a pump sprayer, the remaining rinseless solution from the wash, and an assortment of wheel brushes, which was all these gloss black wheels needed. After the vehicle was cleaned, I noticed a number of sap deposits that needed to be cleaned up. The DIY tree sap remover made quick work of these sap deposits. All right, so the outside of this vehicle has been washed, it's been decontaminated. I'm going to get ready to start polishing everything. There's two things that I want to take care of before I get going on that, and that is doing the door jambs and then blowing out the interior. The door jambs, I'm going to be using a little bit of liquid, so I don't want that to be dripping after I apply the coating. So I'm going to do that now, give it a chance to dry, and then the interior, I'm going to blow out the interior so that way I get all those particles out of those cracks and crevices, and then that'll settle down and I can vacuum it out once I have finished the exterior. Those two things are some things that I try to do before doing the coating, so that way, one, I'm not dealing with any liquid, and then two, any dirt particles that I'm blowing around don't then settle on the vehicle once I get the coating on. The door jambs received a quick spray of all clean and a pump sprayer and were cleaned using a Max Shine ever so soft detail brush. The chemical was then wiped away using rinseless damp and microfiber towel and then dried. So I did my post-wash inspection on this vehicle. There are a few areas that need to be touched up. One of which is the sap that I removed the other night left a mark on the gas door that needs to be polished out. And then it looks like on the driver's door over here, there was an area that someone tried to attempt to correct with a rotary polisher and did not finish it out far enough. So I get some footage of that. And then there's one more spot that I just noticed here on the front corner that looks like a couple scratches that should come out pretty easily. So I'm going to go ahead and do my final inspection and then get going on the polishing. I knew this vehicle would need a two-step correction, so I jumped right to the DIY Gold Standard polish and wool pad. This combination gave me a good cut, and this was further refined using the DIY Gold Standard polish and their red jeweling pad. Since these pads and polish are designed to work together, you can jump right to the jeweling pad without removing the polish residue from the first step, saving you a significant amount of time. Unfortunately, there were a few areas where bugs and sap had etched into the paint beyond what the normal two-step was capable of correcting. For these areas, I wet sanded these first to level out the blemishes before completing the two-step correction again. The area on the gas door where the sap was removed needed to be wet sanded. I went as far as I was comfortable going with wet sanding and polishing, but I was unsuccessful with removing it entirely. I honestly think the sap deformed the plastic door panel in some way, and this is what was visible. The entire vehicle was wiped down using glass-parency panel prep before moving on to the coating. Everything, including the trim, glass, and paint, was coated with a single layer of DIY 8-year ceramic coating. The coating goes down very easy with plenty of working time and leaves the surface super glossy and slick. This will keep this vehicle looking incredible for the next few years with reasonable maintenance. The wheels and arches were dressed using Meguiar's hyper-dressing applied with a flag tip brush, which gets the dressing into each of the ribs of the tire and allows me to get the lip of the tire adjacent to the rim.